Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Recorded in session and calls number M20656. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Anthony J. Weber. Mr. Weber is appearing in person. Okay. Person that's on Zoom, would you please put your mic on mute? Thank you. Now, Mr. Weber,
Yes, sir.
how are you doing?
Fine, you.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Weber, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Peter Doyle. Attorney Doyle, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Judge, except I don't know if you used the right call number. It matters. This call number is
320-656. Yeah, all because of the new system, all of the court case numbers start with an M now.
Oh, okay, sorry. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes. And Mr. Doyle, how are you doing?
Pretty fair.
And the state is represented by Attorney Lamar Johnson. Attorney Johnson, how are you doing?
I'm well, Your Honor. Thank you.
Put this back in her file. Yeah. Mr. Doyle, what is your announcement in Mr. Weber's case?
Something's come up to my attention within the last 4 or 5 days, and I haven't ever been able to check in it yet or go to the prosecutor with it yet. So we would like 2 weeks.
2-week reset?
Yeah, well, because if I'm right, if we can't reach an agreement at that time, then for trial, but it's no use setting for trial.
Okay.
I'll be here on the 31st because you just sent me another.
Gonna be March 31st, Trina's about to bring it out.
Okay, case is going to be reset to March 31st
Yes.
of 2023. Mr. Weber, just please have a seat in the courtroom. Our court coordinator is going to give your attorney the reset. Once you get the reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Doyle, you could have a seat.
Okay.
Hold on that one.
You want me to hold?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Butler, you come forward. This is cause number M332706. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Elliott Trevon Butler. Mr. Butler, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Butler? Okay, Mr. Butler, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Todd LeBlanc. Attorney LeBlanc, how are you doing?
Good, Judge.
Mr. LeBlanc, what is your announcement in Mr. Butler's case?
Judge, speaking with him, I don't think he wants me to represent him. He's told me that in so many words, he's not happy with me. So I don't know if he wants to hire an attorney or what he wants to do.
I represent myself. I have nothing I did, and he's not trying to talk to me, communicate with me as a lawyer. Should not returning my calls as well, so I don't see no need for him. I do better representing myself. I can do bad by myself.
Okay, so the court does not have a motion to withdraw that has been filed.
I'll file one promptly, Judge.
Okay,
Came about.
and so what we'll do, he's gonna file a motion to withdraw. And then we'll reset it at that time. If the motion is granted, then you'll have the 3 options, either to hire an attorney, see if you.
I represent myself.
Okay, and you'll have that option as well. Okay, so this case is going to be reset. Give us How much time do you need to get your motion to withdraw?
Today.
Okay,
Do it this afternoon.
yeah, so what, we gonna reset it? Steve said if we, would a week be fine for you?
Yes.
No, do you work?
Yes, sir, I do, and I'm way out of state. I'm in Louisiana, man.
Okay, so you, will let's reset it a month. So you won't have to, okay, we're gonna reset it a month. Uh-oh.
June 2nd.
Okay,
Yeah.
case is gonna be reset to June 2nd of 2023.
Yeah, sure.
Motion to withdraw to be filed. Mr. LeBlanc and Mr. Butler. Mr. Butler, just please have a seat in the gallery. Mr. LeBlanc, you can have a seat. And then when the court coordinator bring the reset, he'll give a reset to you and them. Now, Mr. Butler, you need to take that gum out your mouth. Yeah, you need to take the gum out your mouth. Oh, Mr. LeBlanc, would you please come forward? Okay, now what's your question?
The defendant that was.
Okay, well, let me do this here. You have a right against self-incrimination. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
I'm not incriminating myself, Judge.
So my point is, the court will not allow, we're not going to entertain anything about your case. This is not the time and place for that.
It's not really about my case. I'm just saying, if she's not here, then
That is,
why am I here?
who is she?
The girl that I'm being accused of.
That's pertaining to your case. I'd say we're not having any discussion about your case. Okay? So just have a seat. And then you're represented by an attorney. At this point, a motion to withdraw is to be filed, is going to be filed. And so we'll deal with that motion. And then after we deal with the motion, then we will proceed with whether or not you're representing yourself, whether you want to hire someone or you want to get a court-appointed attorney. So just have a seat. Okay? Mr. Gertz,
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
good morning. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm sorry I can't be there in person. I had a court in another county this morning, so.
Okay. And I assume that that's your client
Yes, Judge.
that's also on Zoom?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Now, I see here that you have a motion for early termination. The prosecutor, actually, we have one prosecutor in court today. And so I think he needs to get up to speed on it. And I don't see anybody in the courtroom from the probation office as well. Somebody was saying something?
No, Judge, I was just listening to you.
And I would say, it's no problem for me to get up to speed on this, but I would want to at least speak with the probation officer about
Okay.
before I present argument.
Okay, so Mr. Gertz, what we're going to do is the prosecutor states that he needs he can get up to speed on it, but he needs to talk to the probation officer.
Okay.
I don't know if he'll be able to do that today or not.
Okay. Well, I guess, Judge, the question I have, so my understanding, and again, I'm wrong all the time, as you know, but my understanding of the law is that at the 6-month period, or the halfway mark anyway, is the correct way to say it, that probation office is supposed to prepare a report for your review on somebody's, if they're trying to have an early termination. So I guess I would ask the state to inquire whether the probation department has complied with that requirement from 42A. And
Okay.
then if they're opposed, obviously we could have a contested hearing, but my request would be, if they're not opposed, if Mr. Johnson could just notify the court, and then we would ask the court to just issue an order without any additional hearing.
Well, Your Honor, the state can't legally be not opposed or unopposed, I guess, agree to the early termination. So we make a position, but we're not unopposed to it or agree to it. And by default, I would just say that we are opposed to it again until I speak with
Okay.
probation.
But I think that he's saying that the probation department is required by law to submit a report. Obviously, the court does not have that report. First
Right,
of
I
all,
understand that, Judge. And
so, but
this is a
with that-
rule that, I'm sorry, I apologize.
no, I was going to say because the court doesn't have that report, the court is going to reset this case. The court is going to inquire with the probation officer to see whether or not they did a report. And if they did a report, we need to have it submitted to the court.
And I will also say, Your Honor, because we're on the record,
Thank you.
again, I'll have to review the statute that is cited, but right now it just seems logical in my head that our office wouldn't have any obligation to inquire as to whether or not that report was prepared for probation or not. So I just don't want to take on.
Now, Mr. Gertz, could you
Sure.
statute?
Judge, it's a 42A.701. And it's really, I guess report is maybe a stronger word but what it says is subsection B says, on completion of 1/2 of the original community supervision period or 2 years of community supervision, whichever is more, the judge shall review the defendant's record and consider whether to reduce or terminate the period of community supervision unless the defendant is delinquent in paying required fines, fees, or costs, or has not completed court-ordered counseling treatment. So that's what I'm relying on to say that essentially he's entitled to this review by the probation office and the court.
And I'm not disputing that. I'm just disputing that we have an obligation to inquire as to the readiness of that report.
And I wasn't trying to imply that you, Mr. Johnson, have an obligation. I think what I was saying was that I think by asking for it, we're trying to trigger the probation office reporting to the court and to you that he has successfully completed all of the things that we've alleged in our motion. Meaning his community supervision, fines and fees, not had any interaction with law enforcement, et cetera.
Go ahead.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is reset this case.
Okay.
Hold on a minute. Let me give you a I don't know if that'll be enough time. I'm gonna reset it for at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay, give us 2 weeks. Which
31st, March 31st.
March 31st, okay. This case is gonna be set to March 31st of 2023 at the same time, 10:30 a.m.
Judge, I'll have to appear by Zoom because I'm going to be at the DWI conference in New Orleans that weekend. Or
Okay.
that.
Now, let me take you said there's a new form, a new requirement. In order to appear by Zoom, I need to have you and your client to sign this form. I have them in the office. And so what we can do, I can have our court coordinator send that form to you.
That'd be great, Judge.
Okay. All
We will
right.
take care of that. Thank you, Judge. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mr.
All right.
Johnson. Y'all have a good weekend.
All right. Same to you. And you're excused. Is that Mr. Portier or Portier?
Yeah, 48.
Portier. All right. Mr.
Thank you,
Portier.
Judge.
All right. You have a blessed day. And Mr. Gersh, you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session and clause number M332976. Case is filed, the state of Texas versus Leonardo A. Cruz. Mr. Cruz, is that your full name? How are you doing, Mr. Cruz? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Cruz, you're here, represented by your attorney, Attorney Laura Perazo. Attorney Perazo, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Your Honor. Thank you.
State is represented by Attorney Lamar Johnson. Again, Mr. Johnson, how are you doing?
I'm with you. Thank you.
And Mr. Johnson, I have before me a motion to dismiss that was filed by Jefferson County District Attorney's Office.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Cruz, the state is has filed this motion to dismiss this case. In the interest of justice, the court is signing this dismissal. Once the court signs this dismissal, your attorney will be given a copy of this dismissal after our clerk make a copy. Just have a seat.
Thank you.
And when you get your copy from your attorney, you'll be free to leave, and you have a blessed day.
Appreciate you.
And you have a blessed day as well,
Thank
Mr. Rizzo.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And this will conclude the calling of the court's announcement docket scheduled on today's date of March 17, 2023, in County Court at Law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, Judge Terrence L. Holmes presiding. Everyone, please have a